Hey there, Power Players! Today I'm reaching into my retro closet and pulling out some jackets, specifically Nintendo Gameplay Counselor jackets. I'm going to walk you through what they are, where they come from, and how to make sure the one that you're buying is the real deal. Before we start, I want to talk a little bit about the information I'm about to share with you. My information gathered about Nintendo Gameplay Counselors has largely been mined from Gameplay Counselors firsthand. And while you would probably agree that firsthand knowledge is the most reliable, the fact of the matter is that lots of this stuff happened over 30 years ago. So even firsthand accounts may not always be accurate by virtue of the passage of time. So don't get all up in my comments if at a later date new information comes to light that contradicts the things that I've been told. It happens. Starting in 1987, Nintendo had a game tip hotline called the Nintendo Power Line. It was a phone service you could call and talk to real-life people about Nintendo games, and they would help you through your problems. These staffers were called Nintendo Gameplay Counselors. The Art of Nintendo Power archive actually houses a large collection of artifacts from this call center and from Gameplay Counselors themselves. And while going forward, I will talk more about the power line and various pieces of Gameplay Counselor memorabilia, today I really wanted to focus on the Gameplay Counselor jackets. For the first few years, Gameplay Counselors were issued jackets. The first and rarest of these jackets is the gray jacket with Samus on the back. At first, this was the only jacket that was available to the counselors. It's estimated that there were about 40 of these jackets produced. Fun fact about this particular jacket, it was featured in the March 6, 1989 issue of Newsweek, being worn by the original owner. After retiring this gray jacket, Nintendo offered prints in other colorways and textures counselors could purchase for $35 each, like this blue Mario 3 jacket or this black Link jacket. They also allowed jackets to be ordered by other departments, an example being shown here, a jacket from a Nintendo hardware technician. So let's get down to how you can spot a real jacket. I actually didn't know how important this topic would be until I was doing research for this video and discovered that there are people making fake jackets now. I've actually ordered one of these fake jackets and we'll make a follow-up video showing a side-by-side comparison of whatever it is I actually receive so that you can be an educated shopper. First, let's talk about the jacket itself. All of the standard Gameplay Counselor jackets were made by a company called Dunbrook, and will say Plajack by Dunbrook on the label. There are other event-specific counselor jackets made by different manufacturers, but I'll go over those in another video. It's definitely worth noting that Plajack by Dunbrook jackets were very commonly used for custom promotional and sports team jackets of the era, so it really isn't a great term to search by if you're looking for these jackets. If you put in Plajack by Dunbrook into eBay, it will give you hundreds of results. Jackets should only ever come in flat or satin nylon. If it's a different material, it's probably fake. Jackets should also all have at least a first name or a nickname on the front breast. Earlier jackets all have screen printed block letters, but later jackets like the Mario 3 print can have embroidery. The back image, regardless of what image is used, is always screen printed and will either be Samus, Link, or Mario. The screen printing here is very good quality, so check to make sure that the lines are sharp and it doesn't look like it was printed with an inkjet printer. The screen printing on the back and the breast will also pucker or curl at the very edge, and this is just indicative of age and is a very good sign of authenticity. Lastly, every counselor jacket I've seen uses a gray fabric lining that is quilted in a diamond pattern. Well, I hope this has been a fun and educational primer on Nintendo Gameplay Counselor jackets. Tell me which one is your favorite in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, if you like what I'm doing here, please smash that like button and consider subscribing to my channel. I've already got a ton of great content planned out for the future. Until next time, this is Stefan from Art of Nintendo Power, and keep playing with power.